Shalom, my friends. Today, I am going to entrust you with a key to the kingdom. It is a four-word Hebrew phrase, a divine code taken from the mouth of our father Jacob that has the power to shift your reality from a state of struggle to a state of supernatural ease. When you understand and activate this code, you are no longer fighting your battles alone. You are authorizing the captain of the heavenly hosts to fight them for you. This is the secret to moving from a life of grinding effort to a life of miraculous flow. And it can begin to work within 24 hours. But first, a question. What is the one battle in your life, be it financial, personal, or professional, that you are exhausted from fighting? What is the one area where you feel you are pushing a boulder up a hill, only to have it roll back down every single time? Name that battle in the comments below. Today, we are going to declare a ceasefire and let a higher power take over. Before we deploy this divine weapon, I need you to enlist in our army. We are on a mission to reach 100,000 subscribers. We are building a global force of spiritual warriors who know when to fight and when to surrender to a higher power. If you are ready to stop fighting a losing battle and start winning a divine war, then do your part. Hit that subscribe button right now. Join this sacred family, this mishpacha. And listen, for those of you who are ready to master the entire arsenal of spiritual warfare and creation, I have something extraordinary. I have opened enrollment for the Torah Millionaire Business School, but I must warn you, it is closing very soon. For just $299, I will unveil the full Torah wealth system, the 3,000-year-old blueprint for achieving victory in every area of your life. The link is in the comments below. If you feel the call, do not wait. When the door closes, it closes. Now, listen to me. The modern world has taught you a terrible lie. It has taught you that success is a function of your own effort, your own strength, your own intelligence. It has taught you the gospel of the grind, the hustle. It has told you that if you are not succeeding, it is because you are not working hard enough, not pushing hard enough, not fighting hard enough. And so, your life has become a battlefield. You wake up every morning and you put on your armor. You fight with your clients. You fight with your competition. You fight with your spouse. You fight with your own self-doubt. You are a soldier in a war of your own making, and you are exhausted, you are wounded, and you are losing. I was the 5-star general of this foolish war. I built my first businesses on the philosophy of outwork everyone. I believed that sleep was for the weak, and that brute force was the answer to every problem. If a deal was failing, I would push harder. If a client was unhappy, I would argue more forcefully. If my bank account was empty, I would simply work more hours. I was a human battering ram, and I was trying to knock down the walls of reality with my own thick skull. And for a while, it seemed to work. I achieved a certain level of success, but I was paying a terrible price. I was perpetually exhausted. I was spiritually empty. And I was living in a constant state of low-grade warfare. My life was not a dance. It was a brawl. Here is the fundamental problem, the common enemy. You believe that you are the hero of your own story, when in fact, you are meant to be the assistant to the hero. You have taken the full weight of the universe onto your own shoulders. You have made yourself the protagonist, the general, the king, the one who must solve every problem and win every battle. You have forgotten the first and most important rule of spiritual life. You are not the source of your own power. You are a channel for a power that is infinitely greater than you. Your job is not to win the war. Your job is to get out of the way and let the true warrior win it for you. This is not a call to passivity. It is a call to intelligent, strategic surrender. It is the realization that some doors are not meant to be broken down. They are meant to be opened from the other side. The hidden mechanism for this is a profound spiritual technology that is revealed in the life of our father Jacob. In Genesis chapter 32, Jacob is about to face the most terrifying moment of his life. He is about to reunite with his brother Esau, the brother he cheated, who is coming to meet him with an army of 400 men. Jacob is terrified. He does everything he can to prepare. He divides his camp. He sends gifts. He prays. He does everything a man of action can do. But then, the night before the confrontation, he does something extraordinary. He sends his entire family and all his possessions across the river, and he remains alone. And in that darkness, a mysterious man appears and wrestles with him until the dawn. Who is this man? The sages explain that this was no man. This was the guardian angel of Esau. This was the spiritual embodiment of the entire struggle he was about to face. Jacob wrestles with this angel all night. He is fighting with all his might, but he cannot win. The angel is too strong. Finally, as the dawn is breaking, the angel strikes Jacob's hip, dislocating it. Jacob is wounded. He is broken. He can no longer fight. And it is in that moment of brokenness, of surrender, that he wins the battle. He holds onto the angel and says, "I will not let you go until you bless me." He has moved from fighting to clinging. He has moved from his own strength to a demand for a blessing from a higher power. And what is the blessing the angel gives him? The angel changes his name. He says, "Your name shall no longer be Jacob, Yaakov, but Israel, Yisrael. For you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed." The name Yaakov comes from the root word for heel, for trickery, for grabbing from behind. It represents the man who succeeds through his own cleverness and struggle. The name Yisrael means one who strives with God. It represents the man who prevails, not through his own strength, but through his engagement with the divine. This is the ultimate promotion. It is the shift from a life of hustle to a life of holy partnership. But the secret, the 4-word code, is hidden in what Jacob says after he is wounded, after he has given up the fight. As the angel is about to leave, Jacob asks for his name. The angel refuses. But Jacob, looking at the place where he had wrestled, names the place Peniel. And then he says the 4 words that changed his destiny and can change yours. In Genesis 32, verse 31, he says, Ki ra'iti Elohim panim el panim. This phrase means, for I have seen God face to face. This is the code. This is the spiritual technology. In the moment of his greatest fear, after a night of fruitless struggle, at the very point of being broken and wounded, Jacob does not say, I am defeated. He does not say, I am in trouble. He makes a radical declaration of reality. He says, I have just had a direct, intimate encounter with God. He reframes his struggle not as a battle with an enemy, but as an encounter with the divine. He elevates his problem into a revelation. This is the key. When you are faced with an insurmountable problem, an unbeatable enemy, an exhausting struggle, you must stop seeing it as a mundane battle. You must have the spiritual audacity to see it as a wrestling match with God Himself. You must reframe your problem as your own personal Peniel, your own personal face-to-face encounter with the divine. The moment you do this, the entire dynamic shifts. You are no longer a victim fighting a random battle. You are a holy warrior engaged in a divine encounter. And in such an encounter, you cannot lose. Even if you are wounded, you will emerge with a blessing and a new name. My own life was turned around by this secret. I was in the middle of a brutal legal battle. A former partner was suing me, and the lawsuit was baseless. But it was draining my resources, my energy, and my will to live. I was fighting with all my might. I hired the best lawyers. I spent my days and nights preparing my case. I was in full Jacob the Hustler mode. And I was losing. The stress was destroying me. One night I was studying this very portion of the Torah, and the 4 words jumped off the page at me. Ki ra'iti Elohim panim el panim. I realized I was making a terrible mistake. I was seeing my lawsuit as a fight with a greedy, vindictive man. The Torah was telling me to see it as a fight with God. So, that night, I changed my prayer. I stopped praying for victory in the lawsuit. I stopped praying for my enemy to fail. I sat in the darkness of my study, and I said the 4 words, Ki ra'iti Elohim panim el panim. I said, Master of the universe, this lawsuit, this man, this struggle, this is you. You are wrestling with me. This is not a legal problem. This is a divine encounter. I don't know why you are wrestling with me, but I surrender. I will no longer fight with my own strength. I will hold on to you until you bless me. I went to sleep with a sense of peace I hadn't felt in months. The next morning, I woke up and the miracle began. My lawyer called me. He said, David, I just got the strangest call. The lawyer for the other side called me. He said his client woke up in the middle of the night with a terrible feeling. He told him he doesn't want to fight anymore. He wants to settle. and he is willing to accept a fraction of what he was demanding. My friends, within 24 hours of me declaring my Peniel, the war was over. I had been broken of my own ego, and in that brokenness, I had prevailed. Now, let me give you the practical protocol to activate this divine code in your own life. The Peniel Protocol, a 3-step guide to divine encounter. Step 1. Identify the angel. What is the one struggle in your life that is wrestling you to the ground? Is it a financial debt? A difficult boss? A health issue? A creative block? I want you to identify that struggle, and then you must consciously and deliberately rename it. It is no longer a problem. It is your angel. It is the divine force that has been sent to wrestle with you, to break you of your reliance on your own strength, and to bless you with a new identity. Step 2. The Declaration of Encounter. Once you have identified your angel, you must activate the code. You must find a quiet space and you must say the 4 holy words. Ki ra'iti Elohim panim el panim. Say them out loud. Say them with conviction. You are declaring that this struggle is not a random, meaningless affliction. It is a sacred, face-to-face encounter with the divine. You are elevating your problem from the mundane to the holy. You are transforming your battlefield into a holy site, your own personal Peniel. Step 3. The surrender and the cling. After you have made the declaration, you must change your posture. You must stop fighting with your own strength. This doesn't mean you stop taking action. Jacob still had to go and meet Esau. But the internal posture shifts. You release the anxiety, the anger, the desperate need to control the outcome. You surrender the results to God. And then you cling. You hold on to God through prayer, through study, through acts of charity. You say, as Jacob did, I will not let you go until you bless me. You are no longer fighting the angel, you are embracing it, demanding the blessing that is hidden within it. This is the path from struggle to grace. It is the path from Jacob to Israel. It is the path from a life of fighting to a life of divine flow. I am not giving you a challenge today. I am giving you a new name. You are no longer just a striver, a hustler, a fighter. You are Yisrael, one who strives with God and prevails. Here are 3 immediate actions to claim your new name. 1. Tonight, perform Step 1. Identify the primary struggle in your life and consciously rename it your angel. 2. Before you sleep, find a quiet moment and perform Step 2. Say the 4 sacred words and reframe your struggle as a divine encounter. 3. Tomorrow, as you take action in that area of your life, do so from a new posture. Perform Step 3. Act with excellence, but release the outcome. Cling to God, not to your own strategy. Remember the secret of Jacob at Peniel. The goal of the struggle is not to win. The goal of the struggle is to be broken. Broken of your ego. Broken of your self-reliance. Broken of the illusion that you are in control. For it is only when you are broken that the divine light can truly enter. It is only when you are wounded that you can receive your new name and your true blessing. As King David wrote in the Psalms, "The Lord is close to the broken-hearted." Your struggle is not a sign of God's absence. It is a sign of His intimate, wrestling, and ultimately blessing presence. Shalom, and may you be blessed with the courage to face your angel, the wisdom to declare your Peniel, and the profound peace that comes from being broken and blessed by God Himself. Amen.